Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-June 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Capricorn collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Cappies in mid-June? We are still in Gemini season, moving towards Cancer season. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the Capricorn collective in mid-June 2026. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's have some fun today, my good friends. Hopefully, right? Okay, cool. So I like this. It is very artsy and creative. It's very water sign-esque. And there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of in-depth symbolism. But usually this to me is not alarming in the least. I mean, I guess it depends on if you're overwhelmed or not, because that's the downside of this card. But yeah, there is a lot going on, especially in the mind. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the June subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, right here in the center frame, we have this beautiful art model doing a pose. We have like paintings and sculptures. We have the thinking man up there. We also have some Adam and Eve symbolism, which represents temptation. But to me, it looks like an art show or an art display of some kind. So that is great for imagination and creativity in this time. So for some Capricorns, you might have a lot of great ideas. You might get those creative juices flowing in a variety of different ways. Now, this can also be an energy that's in its imagination. So again, watch your dreams. You might have your head in the clouds a little more so than normal when this is here. It's a lot of contemplation. That's something I always think of when I see a lot of art. But the fact that there's so many symbols, so many different things, and the person thinking up here, just watch for having your mind scattered on too much. Like watch out for like energetic stimulus or too much stuff on your mind or your focus in too many places, because sometimes this energy could get overwhelmed. So just watch out for stuff like that. But for the most part, I think it's pretty good. It's very creative and outside of the box. So you might have a lot of really good ideas popping up. So I would lean into it. But we're just going to let her chill right there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Capricorn in mid-June. What do we got going on? Yeah, that first card is just extremely contemplative, which I think is cool. But yeah, while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So strategy seemed to be the name of the game last week. The reading was titled They Are Planning. Now that is like really pulling a page out of the fire sign book for this week, because it seems like half of the zodiac has something up their sleeve. And that's what I was picking up last week. Either whatever it is you're working through or dealing with should be in a very structured, planned out way, or someone you're connected to might be in the planning phase. That was a big theme. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going here. 3 cards for Capricorn in mid-June. What do we have for our friends? Please, let's get these cards out. Thank you. Cool. Whoa. All right. That's a good start. That's a really good start. I'll take that any day of the week. So we have the 10 of Cups in position number 1. Really, really nice. It is heavy on that watery energy like we saw in the first oracle card, so that makes sense. And when I start talking about the elements, you'll see why. Knight of Swords, very quick, very fast, very sudden movement. Now, for a lot of you, this could really work out well, depending. Right? I mean, we still got a lot to go. We still got to get one more and clarify them. But so far, so good. Let's get one more here for Capricorn. Hermit. Yeah, there's a little push-pull energy we have on the back end, right? Like we have a lot of action, we have energy moving forward, we have energy moving backward. So that's the one thing that's really catching my attention aside from the energetic goodness. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know me, I always love to look at the elements. I feel like that paints a picture and it frames the reading for us. And you have a pretty good mixture this week, and most of the elements actually vibe really well with Capricorn placements. We have water, air, and earth. cool, especially these two on the outer ends. That's like very comfortable for Capricorns. Now, again, these could be different areas of life. They could be different things, different topics, or all one thing. It depends on you. But water right here works very well with earth placements, right? I always say when you mix earth and water, it represents blessings and abundance. Now, the water element deals with matters of the heart, matters of emotion, the internal self. So, whether it's your emotional state, whether it's things, people, situations that you're emotionally invested in, it also has that creative, artistic, expressive energy that we were speaking about a little earlier with the Oracle card. So, that makes a lot of sense. The only downside to water, and yes, it is huge when it comes to partnerships and connections, the only downside with the water energy is that it's always ebbing and flowing, right? Just like the tides, it goes in, it goes out. And sometimes it could be a little overwhelming. So we'll keep an eye on it. In the center, we have air, very fast, rapid movement. That's a big thing with the air element. This is more cerebral. So it's like we have the heart, we have the emotions, we have the mind, the logic, the strategy. It's very practical. Air element deals with giving or receiving information, and it does deal with perspective and mindset, right? So whereas this one's a little more imaginative and creative, this one's just like much more about the facts. And yeah, conversation is a big thing with the air element too. The downside to air is sometimes it can overthink, right? Like those thought spirals and stuff like that. Sometimes it could be a little too clinical, surgical. It could be detached and a little cold. So we'll watch out. On the back end, we have earth. That's your power element. That's your comfort zone. So I think it's really good. It deals with stability, results, predictability. We think of day-to-day routine, things we do every day: money, work, business, finance, home, family, all the material aspects of life. So as you can see, we have a beautiful mixture of elements showing up here, which is a nice balance. The downside to earth is sometimes it can feel stuck, sometimes it can feel like it's not moving at the speed you'd like. So again, there's good energy, there's some drawbacks. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we start with a beautiful card, probably one of the top three most positive in the whole entire deck. We have the 10 of Cups in position number one. And I always say, whenever it comes out, this is like best case scenario. This is like win, victory, triumph, whatever we want to call it, blessings. It's everything, right? 10 full cups. We got the rainbow, happy family. It's a beautiful day outside. So this is an ideal type of energy. So starting off, it's like, oh, okay, that's good. I'll take that. I'll claim that. So we do want to clarify it and see what it's about. Now, of course, this card could also represent home, household, and family. So for some of you, you might have situations dealing with that. But for the most part, this is pretty much everything. And the downside to the 10 of Cups is, since it is an emotional card, when these 10 Cups flip upside down, this could be big emotional swings or just really, really intense emotions. So that's something I'd watch out for in this time. Um, Usually, people with Capricorn placements are good at keeping that type of stuff. I don't want to say compartmentalized, but you're good with dealing with these emotions. So it's just something to keep an eye on. But I love it. I think it's a beautiful place to be. Now, the spot that we really need to keep an eye on is when we move past this 10 of Cups, right? Because these two energies, the Knight of Swords and the Hermit, they are totally different. Now, the Knight of Swords is air sign energy, so Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. And I always say knights, they represent action and communication. Out of all the knights, the Knight of Swords is the fastest mover, going towards something like a rocket. No brakes, all gas, right? Like, so this energy is quick, it's fast, it's sudden. It's like a shock troop of some sort. So I think it could be pretty good, because if we're talking about a win or a victory, these could be potentially really good results. If it's the action that somebody's taking, sure. Could it be a little aggressive? Yeah. Could it be a little pushy? Sure, right? This card has a ton of determination to see something through. So normally I like the Knight of Swords, but in the downside, yeah, it can be a little confrontational. Yes, it could be one track minded. It could be an energy that has tunnel vision on something. And worst case scenario, he can be a little confrontational. So we'll see what's going on. But this front end combination, like with the action and the results, I think the energy is looking pretty good. But the only thing that's really like sticking in my mind here is we have the Hermit right next to it. And whereas the Knight of Swords is moving forward quick, fast, this one is moving backwards, right? Now, this could be Virgo. If you have Virgo placements, maybe that's what's showing up here. The Hermit is retracted, pulled back. It's taking a step back. It's bringing its energy back to the center. Now, there's some good things about the Hermit. It's very spiritual. It's very wise. Wisdom through experience. This usually represents somebody that's seen a few things, right? So I like it. Super, super intuitive as well. Um, it could be solitude. It could be someone that needs like their little bubble, needs their little space. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But the downside of the Hermit could represent miscommunications, lack of communications. It's a very mysterious, hush hush, quiet type of card. So sometimes it could be a little secretive. So when I see this energy pushing forward so sudden and this energy pulling back, it's like they're going in two different directions. Or it could be like push, pull, hot, cold, in, out. It's like two different extremes. So I want to dive deeper on all this, Capricorn. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for the Cappies, please? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Ten of Cups. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cappy, drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Ten of Cups time. Why is it here for my good friends? Cool. Nice. I mean, I'll take the Wheel of Fortune any day of the week, even with it in reverse. And this does seem to fit a theme I've been seeing within the Zodiac once again. But to me, the Wheel of Fortune is my four-leaf clover. It's a good luck charm. It is also a very sudden energy. So, like with that, with this Ten of Cups surrounded by all this fast, sudden energy, you might have a like luck on your side. There could be something that like breaks through for you, or it's like a sudden win, an unexpected win, or surprising win, whatever label we want to put on it, because all this very sudden, fast moving energy is pointed directly at this Ten of Cups. Now, the Wheel of Fortune, aside from being Jupiter energy and representing expansion and good luck, it is a rapid moving cycle. Right. So usually, sure, could it be karmic? Yeah, it can be. So maybe karmic blessings potentially. But when I see it in reverse underneath this Ten of Cups, this could sometimes represent like revisiting things or things from the past popping back up. And that has been a very specific theme I've been seeing across the whole zodiac for weeks now. I don't know what it is about like almost everyone having things from the past popping back up, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happens for a bunch of people because it's just all over the whole entire zodiac. But we're not going to solely focus on that. With this in reverse underneath this Ten of Cups, it feels very magnetic. It feels like it's pulling something towards me, especially with this Knight of Swords here too. So it's like I got this winter victory coming in. It's very fast, very sudden, and it's out of the blue, which I think is great. So surprising or unexpected. But there is a certain sense of magnetism, and I do say this, like a lot of signs, there's certain signs that are a little more magnetic in their frequency, but everyone gets it amped up from time to time. I think for a lot of Capricorns, you're pulling things towards you, even if you don't realize it. We're going to keep moving. We're going to keep moving. Yeah, especially with the wheel in reverse. It's like, whoop. It's like all this energy is moving in. Let's go in on the Knight. Let's see what he has to say. Really want to get to that Hermit now, too, because like the front end energy here looks fabulous, honestly. So why is that Knight of Swords here? Okay. Again with the magnetism. Okay. Yeah, this is like a sudden burst of like inspiration or action. So we have one of your power cards showing up here. And remember, it's not gender specific. We have the Queen of Pentacles, big earth sign energy. So Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, right? And to me, the Queen of Pentacles, if we're not talking about a specific individual, is another card of blessings, abundance. She's very similar to the Empress, solid, stable. But the initial thing I got with like one of your power cards under the Knight of Swords, it's like a sudden burst of energy, a sudden burst of inspiration, a sudden action of some sort. And it makes sense with like all this magnetism. So in this time, watch out for urges. I think that's the only cautionary thing I could give right here is like you might have a lot of intense urges or like completely out of the blue, you start craving something or want to do this. It's like inspired action as well. So in this time, and I think sometimes it's a good time to take inspired action where you feel like, you know what, I want to go do this. I'm going to go do it. It's like a little, I don't want to say risky in its nature, but it's taking inspired action, which I think is good. So overall, these front four cards on the front are really, really nice. Like we got some good energy coming in towards you, but really, what are we going to see with the Hermit? Maybe it'll be good as well. That's very possible. But there is this big magnetism, Capricorn. Just know in this time you could be pulling a lot of things towards you. So watch the thought process in this time because it's like, yeah, no, I'm just pulling things in. Things are lining up for me. There's like this energy of divine timing showing up as well. So we're going to keep going. Yeah, the sudden action, inspired action. We got the wins and victories, just pulling it in here, which is really great because it's like I'm not chasing, I'm attracting. let's go in on the Hermit. We'll see what he has, then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the Shadow. So yeah, overall, I'm liking what I'm feeling, my friends. And even if you're cross-watching for a Capricorn, this could bode well for whatever situations you got going on. So why is the Hermit here for my friends? Please. Why is the Hermit here? Good. Okay. Yeah, more people. So we have the King of Pentacles in reverse underneath this Hermit. Why? All right. So it feels a bit like an anchor to me. So we have all this energy pushing this way, but this one refuses to budge on the back end. Now, does this ruin the whole entire reading? Absolutely not. I'm not going to say that. But again, watch out for stubbornness, watch out for stubborn individuals, stubborn people. The King of Pentacles is very similar to the Queen. I love it. It's also one of your power cards, and it could be another Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. Beautiful stuff. But kings represent control of their suit, and this earthy energy when he shows up in reverse underneath this Hermit. It's like, I can't control it, so I'm not going to participate in it. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Like, I'm a big believer that there's certain things in life that you can't control, so you only worry about the things that you can. There's something like that going on here where it's like, well, you know what? I can't control it, so I'm not going to worry about it. But this energy does also feel like a bit of an anchor, where all this energy is pushing in, it's coming in, it's being attracted in. But with this Hermit and King of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, no, I will not. I refuse. It's like an energy that's refusing to budge. So watch out for any individuals that are like fighting against the current or trying to make things more difficult, right? Because the energy is pushing in one direction and this one is refusing to take part for whatever reason. So I don't think it ruins the reading, but it's like, all right, well, could you just get on board here, right? Like all the energy is pushing in this direction. Could you just get on board with it? Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. So mostly really great stuff here this week, Capricorn. That makes me happy. But if you kindly look in the box position, number one, we have the Ten of Cups with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Very magnetic. I already said, with all this surrounding energy, unexpected win, surprising win, things just popping in. It's just beautiful. I love the magnetism of pulling stuff towards you, which is really good. And yeah, there is this little thing about revisiting the past. We'll just keep that to the side. In the center, we have the Knight of Swords with the Queen of Pentacles in the upright. Very similar. It's all pushing towards this direction, which I think is really nice. Watch out for sudden action, whether from you or someone else. It's like inspired action, divine timing, all that kind of stuff. And it could be something very minor, from like a food craving to wanting to go to a certain place. It's just like, I feel like doing this and I'm going to do this. But the win-based, victory-based energy is looking great, and a lot of the elements show up. It's different areas of life. On the back end, we have the Hermit with the King of Pentacles in reverse. Now, this energy does feel a bit like an anchor, where it's like all this energy is playing its part, and this one's refusing to play its part. Now, in the positive sense, it could just represent, worrying about the things that you can control and not worrying about the things that are out of your hands. Very simple. But there is this energy that's like, I'm not participating in this. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one here. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get this shadow card out. What do we got for the Cappies? Okay, cool. Queen of Swords. So yeah, lots of court cards this week. Lots of people showing up here. Maybe that's something to do with all the magnetism we're picking up. Now, the Queen of Swords is similar. It's like a combination of these two we have right in the center, right? I love the Queen of Swords because normally she's straightforward, honest, to the point, very blunt. It's a shrewd type of energy, honest and extremely intelligent. That's the good aspect of her. But the downside, the shadow side of this Queen of Swords is sometimes she could be a little too critical. So watch out for certain individuals that might be criticizing a little too much, that might be a little harsh with the tongue, because that's a big thing with the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I love honesty, but I mean, not saying that this energy needs to fluff it up a little bit, but the Queen of Swords could be very hurtful in the things that she says and the way that she acts. So I think that's something to watch out for in this time. Nothing wrong with being honest and blunt, but this energy could have an extra sharp tongue in this time. So that's a little warning to be had. But yeah, usually she's pretty good and she cuts through the noise. So we're going to put her down right there, Capricorn. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the June subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My June calendar is live and spots go quick, so you could go check that out. But for the June subscriber surprise, doing another winner's choice, the winners, which will be 3, will have a choice between either the Everyday Witches Tarot, which is a lovely tarot deck, one of my all-time favorites, or you can choose a custom pendant from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot cards in the deck, which one do you feel represents you and your energy best? You could even pick multiple if you'd like. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab /post tab. My friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.